Welcome, everybody, all 5 visitors that are coming to come watch us. Welcome to our first official episode of Peg Warmers. We've had probably 4 or 5 attempts that have not worked, but this is going to be it right here. So I am Brandon of High Anxiety. With me today, we have Mitch, MJ of Total Toy Recon, and we've got Jason, who associates with action figure junkies, but he acts like he doesn't. All right, so welcome to our show. MJ, Jason, how's it going?
I'm devastated today.
Oh, okay.
I got to start it off with, I don't know if you guys saw this last night, but I believe it's Chad Boswick died.
Oh God. Okay, so Lindsay, my wife, got really excited about S&M2. Metallica S&M2 is on like Voodoo and stuff like that. So we bought that last night, and I walked upstairs to get a drink, and as I'm like just checking my phone, I see this, and I'm just like, that's not real. And I checked like 4 different more sources. I'm like, there's no way. And I come down, and James Hetfield's doing this epic solo by himself, just singing a song, and Lindsay's like this, just like, oh my God, this is the best. And I'm like, I have bad news. And I was like, do you want me to wait till after this is over, or do you want me to tell you now? And she like looked at me, and I was like, Chad Boswick died, the Black Panther. And she was like, can you pause this or something? And we just like both did all this research, and it was terrible.
Yeah, no, I mean, I actually was unaware that he was fighting colon cancer for 4 years, meaning that he did the film.
Supposedly he kept it quiet. Like apparently
Yeah.
it's not a big thing, and there's pictures of him going to all like the kids' hospitals, like all the kids' cancer hospitals too, and it's like,
Oof. It is, from everything I've read and know about him, he was a real solid guy, very, very good, great actor, big, obviously, in the civil rights movements and everything like that. So that was definitely a big loss. And I felt like we couldn't start out without mentioning it since it happened last night.
Wakanda
Um,
forever.
yeah, there you go. Hit it. As a great segue out of that, I wonder now how and Jason, this one's going to go more to you because I'm less now and not involved with AFJ anymore. But we always have a rule, or had a rule on AFJ, that when someone passed away, you couldn't like throw up their figures and start scalping them, right? So what do you think's going to happen, Jason? You think you're going to be fighting people all day today?
We haven't so far. Everyone's been pretty respectful. There've been a lot of tributes put up, a lot of action figure post things, a lot of artwork and things people have done. And I don't know. I think we may have put a post up, but I don't think we've had anybody trying to scalp anything so far.
Well, I guess to say this in the nicest way possible, is there a rarer version of his figure that you know what I mean? Because to be honest, most of those Black Panther figures went straight clearance. You know what I mean? They produced so many of them that it wasn't that the figures were great. There was just an abundance. So other than maybe some hot toy versions, I mean, is there anything that sticks out in anybody's mind?
I know I've seen a lot of people trying to upprice the Chase pop. There was a Black Panther Chase, so a lot of
Okay.
people have been jumping on that in the Funko groups.
Is that like the movie, like when he's chasing Bucky or whatever? What is the chase?
It's just the Chase variant, so it's just
Oh,
it's,
okay.
I think he's unmasked or something, or
Gotcha.
I forget. It might be a different color suit or something, but it's I mean, his pops I've seen online. They've been $7-8 because they were just a common pop, but now people are trying to get $80-90 out of them.
Oof.
Yeah, and I've seen people saying they're going on eBay and reporting like every listing they see where people have suddenly jumped their price.
I do have to say that is an interesting thing that and I don't know if it's COVID related or not, or maybe it just, as we all go along, we're more tapped into the community. But I do see a lot of, especially with, the latest round of scalping going on with the NECA figures and the GI Joes and some of the stuff that's really hot today. People really going after the scalpers on eBay. I mean, low bidding them, bidding them up and not planning on paying with fake accounts, reporting them like if they use an official stock photo from Hasbro and not a figure or a photo that they took themselves, reporting them and getting it taken down. Like, and listen, it's an inconvenience. It's going to go right back up, but there really are like kind of a group of like faux scalper warriors out there on the internet that I think is pretty interesting.
Toy toy crusaders.
Yeah, right. And we're gonna have to think on that one because that's one that needs a solid name. You know what I mean? We can't just let that one go away. So everybody put that in the back of your head. Um, but I don't know. I mean, NECA is obviously really big, but I did want to mention I still haven't found. I don't know about you guys if you're looking for it. So I was not going to buy any GI Joes. I wasn't going to do it.
Good luck.
How many things do I need to collect, right? And so, of course, my son is absolutely in love with the GI Joe. So I'm now collecting, and so we have everybody now versus the Hasbro exclusive one that you got, Jason, except for this damn Baroness on a bike.
Yeah,
I am so upset about this figure. I hear they're like in my Target because I have a buddy, the one that I got the one Cobra Trooper for. They're literally locking it behind in the electronics department again, and I'm like, I'm just not going to go through this with you. I can't have it. Like if I walk in and I see it, great, I'm gonna have it. But I don't want to have to. I'm gonna be honest. I don't want to talk to anybody anymore. I order my pizza through an app. I order my food through an app. Like if I have to not speak to people, that's where I'm at. Especially in COVID. Like I don't want to get close to you and then have to explain what I want. I just want to pick up my item, go scan and check out. So this damn Baroness is absolutely killing me. How about you guys? Is anybody collecting it? Found it for a friend?
I'm not, but if I see it, I will look out for you. I gotta find a
Yeah, no.
we can put it up on the video. No, I have not. I'm staying very firm to my horror, turtles, and Ghostbusters. I mean, and then I pre-ordered Back to the Future, so that's a different story. But no, no GI Joe for me.
I say I want them. My brother's a big GI Joe fan. He has been forever, and I like 6-inch scale better. And I did it with the Black Series. I was never a Star Wars collector, and then when they released the Black Series 6-inch, I started buying them all. So I've bought a few of the GI Joes. Um, I'm sure I'll get more.
I have to say, I am not a giant GI Joe fan. The more we all know, I really just don't care. But it is a really solid made figure. Like I reviewed the Cobra Trooper while I was on vacation, and it was a awesome, solid figure. The accessories were cool, the vest was cool, the helmet, all the joints were really well done. It was a nice, like, not overly tight, not overly loose figure. So I gotta say, I mean, but Hasbro in general, Hasbro to the toy industry is what Disney is to the movie industry. You know what I mean? There will be a point where Hasbro acquires Mattel. It's a matter of I'm going to say 5 years, right? Just like at this point, it's a matter of 5 years before Disney owns DC as well. You know what I mean? So and then you're just going to have the little guys. So but then again, it's the same kind of thing. It's like okay, Disney buys Marvel and Star Wars. Is anybody upset? Not really. Why? Because you're going to get a lot more of what you love. So if Hasbro buys Mattel and gets the rest of those licenses, am I going to be upset? No. The only thing I hope they buy is Playmates, so I can start getting a bunch more TMNT.
See, I don't see how they didn't like nail the distribution on the GI Joes though. They've known this was like wanted for years. Like people have been requesting 6-inch Joes since they did the
It, it's
Star Wars.
it's not their fault. It really, I'm telling you, it's not at least Hasbro's fault. It's Walmart's fault and Target's fault. It's This stuff comes in from Hasbro and delivers to their main distribution centers that then gets broken out and then goes out to their stores. You know what I mean? So it's not like Hasbro's delivering to each individual location. It's like that's the problem with working with Walmart and Target, they don't care. They know it's going to move. So for them, there's no benefit to coordinating that it all hits on the same day unless there's some major, national televised marketing push that would hurt Walmart if they didn't keep up with it. It's just to them, they know it's going to hit the shelf, it's going to sell, and they don't care. And that's me and Brandon were talking yesterday, like with the pre-orders for NECA. Like, we're glad that they figured out how to do it, but I wonder if it was just a matter of them finally taking a look at their contracts and going, "Oh, wait a second. After so many times, after we fulfill our order to them, there's no exclusive sticker on anything for Walmart or Target. It's just a store exclusive for it being carried. So all of a sudden now they're pre-ordering it.
Yeah, I mean, so right now we saw Super Shredder go up. We saw Token Razor, which is online exclusive. Correct? That's never been in stores and it won't be in stores.
Nope, that was just straight
Uh,
online.
and then they did the Casey and Raph. Did they? Yeah.
Yep, that one's pre-ordered. Yep.
Up
And
now.
then they've done Toka or Slash and Leatherhead from the Toon line. What else? Have they
Bebop
done?
and Rocksteady.
Bebop and
Bebop and
Rocksteady, which is a
Rocksteady.
big one because Bebop and Rocksteady was like the bane of everyone's existence for the longest time.
hmm
When I first started getting into it, I
And
happened.
that one's already gotten a secondary restock to the stores too. So that
Yeah,
one's so popular that one went out, sold out in stores. They went, oh my god, we got to make more of these. Made a ton more, got them out in stores. They sold out again,
yeah,
like because I don't even I think they rushed it because I don't think it was the same like let's say there were 5,000 the first time, and now I'm just pulling a number out of my head. It's probably more like 20,000, but let's say there were 5,000 the first time, there were probably 10,000 or, or half, so 2,500. The second time, boom, it goes out. And then they're like, people still want it. And like I said, when we were kind of ramping up this morning, I really believe that NECA wants a NECA figure of every version of every character in every house in the United States, and they'll be happy that way. And
yeah.
I'm fine with it. I really, I, for my NECA stuff, with the exception of the Loot Crate exclusives and the Comic Con exclusives, like those kinds of stuff. If it's a generic figure, I don't need to, I'm not going to be going and flipping it for $20. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah, I
just
mean,
it's
you
not
you
worth it.
have to start thinking like, are you in this for the value, or are you in this because you love it? And like that's a different thing. Like, I didn't jump into the NECA toy line of turtles because I wanted to like make a buck off them. Like I'm it's like my childhood is realized into amazing toys, and it brings me so much pleasure. And my kid comes down and he just looks at the shelf and he's like, "Can I have this someday?" And I'm like, "No, probably not."
Probably not. Like to me, the only thing I care about is when it comes to value is I don't want to buy something that then just like goes to $3.
Sure.
You know what I mean? That bothers me. And like when I pick up a Marvel Legend, which I don't do often, but if I get a Marvel Legend because I want to have it, and then like Old Man Logan was the perfect example. I try to get pretty much every Wolverine figure that I can because my son's Logan, right? So if I can get it, I try to get it. And so we were on vacation. This is a couple years back. I think we were in Florida or something, and Old Man Logan was just hitting like Walmarts and Targets. So literally, my whole family had to stop with me so we could go to Walmart and Target to look for this damn Old Man Logan. I found it. I was excited. I'm all like, yeah. And Logan's like, yeah, we got this rare figure. This is so great. It's going to go in our collection. Like 3 weeks later, they were sitting. 4 months later, they were sitting. You know what I mean? And then, you could get it for $5. And then it just becomes that game of it's like, oh, shoot. If I would have just waited, I could have saved myself 10 or $15.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that being a thing because I bought. I can't tell you what it was, but I bought something and then and it was like, do I want this? Like, yeah, I kind of want this, and then I did see it like half off later on, and I was just. It wasn't like I needed to have it right away. It was I was like, I'll just buy it, and then I did regret that. So I can see that. That's the thing.
DC
Well,
Multiverse.
yeah, I was just about to say DC Multiverse, pretty much all of them. I actually, I'm not even kidding. I have it will be going up on at at Total Toy Recon today. I was at Five and Below yesterday, and they have more Shazam figures. I just don't know what happened. Like, no, no. Here's. I was thinking about this yesterday because I mean, I was photographing these Shazam figures at Five and Below like a year plus ago, and then they all disappeared, and now there's more, right? And so I don't know how that happens, but I was thinking, like, how does it get to this? Because Shazam was a pretty big movie. They're actually two really decent figures. I mean, that's it's funny because if you really think about it, Justice League had like two waves of figures. Suicide Squad had like nine figures in that wave. Those movies suck. Shazam, good movie, two figures. Okay. But I guess, I mean, you would have had to do the other one, the other, Shazammy. I forget all the other people in it. You know what I mean?
It's the
Because who else
family.
are you going to, yeah, the family.
Now, is that
Um,
why? Because there's not a lot of like marketable figures, so they don't like. Is that
I
the reason? Like, because you said Shazam, and don't even know the character's name. Like, is that part of it? Like with Suicide Squad,
Probably it's Freddy. It's Freddy. It's like I don't But here's what you could have did. You get the kid, you get Shazam, you get the bad guy. You give me one of those. There were like some really cool monsters in that movie because I guess he's got to have like 12. There's 12 monsters in whatever the doctor's name was. So you do one or two of those, and then honestly, just give me a freaking Black Adam. I want a Black Adam. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it doesn't have to be. I mean, how many times do we see like a movie related wave where they throw in a figure that's not really in the movie, but it's just part of what it is? It happens all the time. But so my thought with this, so I thought about this yesterday, is DC Multiverse was doing so horrible at the time that you like we've seen with some other waves that the stores were supposed to get them, but because they still had so many other multiverse figures on the shelf on the time that they never ship. So, they only order when they clear out their current stock. They already had probably one or two waves on the shelf and a couple in the back. So they never reordered and never could get to that wave. That happened with a couple of the DC waves. I forget the other ones. But so that must have happened, especially with this one, which was literally, if I remember correctly, it was like it was a case of each. It was like a whole case of the bad guy and a whole case of Shazam is what you would have gotten. So now they're at Five and Below. I mean, I think I don't know why, but I believe I own five Shazams and five of Doctor whatever because I think
He was hard
I
to get
grabbed
for a
them.
while.
Yeah, he was. Oh, and well, that was here's my point going all the way back. I think I might have paid over retail to get him originally. I think I paid like $30 to get him because I couldn't find him, and then I found him at Walmart and bought him again because I was like, "Oh man, this guy, like this was like super limited." So now I'm sitting on. I've got mine, and I'm like, I got one to open, or I'll see what's up. Maybe I'll trade this later. Like a lot of times, I'll grab something, that I can use to trade, and then all of a sudden, it's like Five and Below has hundreds of these, and all of a sudden, I'm like, oh. Oh, I could have just if I would have just waited, but I was so into the multiverse line. Like I've never before hated a line, but needed to have it as much as the DC multiverse line. Like, what about you guys? Have you guys ever had something that you collected that you didn't really enjoy, but you had to collect it? So, like Brandon or you with the pops, like since you guys
Right.
do Ghostbusters, like, is there something you bought and you didn't like it, but you had to buy it because it was the property that you collect?
you wanna go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So I have, and I'll take a picture of it and I'll add it up here too. But I have every single Smash Bros. Amiibo from the Nintendo Switch game Super Smash Brothers. And I just kept buying and buying all the new ones that were coming out, like the Mario Party brands and the Zelda ones, and I love them a lot. But there are definitely some ones that I bought that I was just like, well, I have to have the complete set, so I'll buy the Fire Emblem characters, and they're just guys with swords. And I'm just like, I don't care about these, and they're in the back. They're just populated, and so it looks like there's more. And But yeah, that's probably my biggest thing where I'm just like, I'll grab them when you start talking. I'm just like they're just bleh. Like everything else is like amazing and great figures, and then these Fire Emblem characters that I don't care about, and I played them once to clear the game, and I'm like, eh.
Well, so that's one that I think is really interesting, the amiibo thing, because that is so popular that people literally, because it's just an NFC chip, so people literally bootleg, and you could just buy cards of each of those characters. So if your goal isn't to collect the whole set and your goal is just to clear the game and have 100% completion, you literally can go online and for a fraction of the cost that you would have paid to buy those amiibos, you could buy like literally like every one in a stack like this big for 20, 25, $30, and it's every single character.
And I will I'm gonna show you my collection. I'll put a picture of it. But like Amiibo's crazy because like it started with this guy. Like this was one of the first of them, and it's a pretty cool like figure. But then you had like Link, which I'll show also had like it was kind of bad. But then like they just branched out. Like this is one of the most recent ones, Simon Belmont from Castlevania, and I
Oh,
love
that's actually pretty cool.
I love this. Like I love it, and I have no regrets doing that. And then they made they were like, well, we don't have to make them just one size. So then you have this giant Detective Pikachu one,
What?
huge. Like that thing is huge. And then like this is part of the Breath of the Wild line,
Oh, that's
and
cool.
these are all posable. Like amiibo doesn't just mean like whatever. And then this was the craziest one. Like this Yarn Yoshi is an amiibo. It's got the NFC chip right there, and it's just like. But then they
Now,
also did cards for the Animal Crossing series and stuff like that. So like the cards are a thing, but like I mean, I am not. I'm not using them. Like they're just beautiful statues to me. Like I like because if one of the biggest things about Nintendo is that when I was a kid, there were like no Nintendo toys. It was like the McDonald's toys, and that was it. And I was, but like if Amiibo were out, like when I was a kid, and I could have had like this giant Detective Pikachu, like it would have been way different. But
those are actually pretty. The current, is it Jack Specific? I think that does the current Mario
yeah,
figures, and they're really really cool. I
yeah,
mean,
I'm getting it right now.
oh, there you go. I as I'm looking back and I see your mutagen tour set, me and my son this weekend we got, you guys know Toy Snobs?
Yeah,
They did a limited run of the mutagen tour T-shirts. So we each got a T-shirt, and we're gonna wear our matching T-shirts and unbox the mutagen tour
that's
this
awesome.
weekend. So my son is very excited, right, Logan?
Oh yeah.
There you go.
I look forward to that. But yeah, this is the Jack Pacific line, and it's pretty decent. And like I like
Yeah.
I think it's really cool. Like this
Do you
was
have the castles?
no. I kind of stopped buying these, especially when my turtle love started kicking up again. Like I kind of just fell off.
You got to pick. You got to pick.
Yeah, I gotta pick. But like I was definitely doing these for the longest time. But I mean like some of the joints get really bad quickly. Like that's kind of sucky. And but I mean this is really cool. And I don't think I'll have a problem like letting because like everyone that knows me, like when they first think of like my nerd love, it's either turtles or video games, and everyone's like shocked that my kids are almost 5 and they've never played a video game before. Like I'm saving it because I'm gonna do I'm gonna record it and like make it a big
It's gonna be a whole thing.
yeah. So like when they finally start playing video games, I'm probably gonna like let them play with these toys.
So the question is though, where do you start?
With what? I'm sorry.
Where do you start? What's the first game?
Oh, so we're gonna do Mario Brothers, the original one, and then I think my wife is like doing something right now to me.
Or behind the scenes. You'll love me for it later.
Yeah, we Mario Brothers, and they'll hand off to each other. And I was thinking like it'd be cool to do Mario Maker because you could like literally make it an easy stage, just get the controls down, and then Ty, my partner from High Anxiety, he was like, but Mario, the original Mario game, is like the definitive tutorial game. Like it teaches you when to jump and when to kill enemies, and that enemies kill you. And I was like, yeah, you're right. I guess I'll just do that. But it's killing me because my son is obsessed with like Marvel and stuff like that, and I've got all these Lego Marvel games. I'm like, oh, we could just play these all the time, and he would have so much
The
fun.
Lego Marvel, any Lego game in any property, I hate to say, is just amazingly done.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna bust that out like probably the next game he would probably play Mario and then do like Lego Marvel because he's like Spider-Man and Venom. He loves all that. And
But that you realize that that's the equivalent of like, regardless of how great, right, the first Mario game is, that's like going, okay, bud, I'm gonna let you have like a burger from McDonald's, right? And then you're jumping to like Wagyu beef.
yeah,
Like you like it's just such a giant progression, but that's the beauty of like kids these days. Like my son, he plays his iPad games, got the Switch, he loves all that stuff. But he's super excited because we're gonna get one of those multi arcades that
uh,
have like every game ever. And I've got this company that I found that literally it's like 12,000 plus games. It's every game from every system that's ever been made up into Xbox 360.
and you can get like whatever sticker on the side of the thing, and
You customize the whole thing yourself. And we actually even have here. I can show you. I just installed in the basement. Hold on, wait. Sorry, I got the little camera thing going. We have a crane machine. So he's literally all excited because we're buying stuffed animals so that when his friends come over, they can actually play and walk away from the house with something. People are gonna hate me because they're gonna be like, "What? Why is my son coming home with a prize like from your house?"
and you can
I'm gonna
make
get
like all the old toys you don't want anymore.
yeah, yeah. I actually want
Yeah,
to see if I can. I've been working on the tension in the hand because I want to see if I could put an actual action figure in there. You
Go
know what
look
I
at some
mean? Because
multiverse figures.
no, I actually while we were talking, I just looked to the left and didn't even realize. But hold on. They're that abundant that they're not even shown in my house, but they're just still here.
They look like
They're
pretty
just
quality figures. That's crazy.
oh no, it's a solid. It really is a solid. The Shazam is great. And that's it. Dr. Shavana. I mean, like honestly, when they decided this movie, they really could have they should have put a different bad guy. I'm sorry.
Well, you
Because
know what? When the next movie hits, those are going to skyrocket.
no, yeah, for sure.
Well, it's
But
funny
listen,
because when you were talking about like DC toys that weren't selling, I was imagining like the like when they did the Dark Knight figures and the Dark Knight Rises. Like I think the Joker sold pretty well, but like I mean, I just saw Commissioner Gordon toys on the shelf constantly, and I saw like even Catwoman and Bane figures constantly, and they were just like they didn't sell, but they also didn't look good. They were like dinky little toys, and
yeah, that's actually a really interesting thing because those lines, there were actually a couple lines that were like more movie accurate that now
yeah,
kind of that get a few bucks out on the resale. But I don't know if it was the time where we were. I just feel like there was a section there where not as many people were buying toys, like right around that. I mean, like, because you think Batman like would be gigantic,
yeah.
but it was almost like because the way that that movie was done too, that it was it was Batman, but it was real Batman. It's like it wasn't like campy Batman that it didn't translate. I mean, but come on, Heath Ledger. I mean,
Yeah.
I own one of them just so that I could have one of those figures. So, let me say what else we got, guys.
So I mean I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about NECA. So I'm checking my Ring doorbell to see if FedEx is going to drop off my super shredder. So I've been looking at that every few minutes. Like, is it here yet? I don't know when it's going to get here, but I can't wait for my super shredder. So that's going to be. I guess I'll be on making videos all day today. So.
All right. So
Yes.
I'm with you. I'm super excited, but somebody on my Instagram last night made a comment, and it got me thinking. It makes a whole lot of sense. He's like, with the way NECA has been going, I've been dropping like $120 on NECA's website every single week
Yeah.
for the last 3 or 4 weeks. And he goes, which I'm fine with because I want the figures, but that shipping now is got me up around like $100. And and so I was thinking, yeah, you guys are familiar with Big Bad Toy Store, right? So they have that pile of loot program.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So if NECA said, "Hey guys, you want to pre-order this stuff? Instead of paying us the $100, you're going to pay us $25, but we're just going to hold it until all your stuff hits. Then we're going to ship it out to you. What's worth it for you? Would you pay more money to get your figures when they hit, or less money and get them when they're all out?"
My point of view is I want them as soon as possible because I want to do unboxing videos when they're still relevant. Like I know, like people still don't have them and they're gonna watch them, but like at one point, like they're not relevant. Like they're great, but like the excitement dies down. Like once they start coming out, and it doesn't get exciting again until you get yours. So like they unveiled all the great new figures, and I'm like, oh, that's great. And then the excitement dies down because you're like, I don't even know when they're coming out. And then finally, it's like they're releasing. People are like, oh, it's coming out. I'm gonna look for it. So you start watching videos of people like having them and looking at pictures, but then it dies down again. And so like my thought process is I want to get it, and then I can hop on when the excitement's at the highest. And that's my anxiety. So that's that's how that
Yeah,
goes.
that's a good point.
I don't open anything, so I don't care when I get it.
Look at you.
Yeah, you're just like you're checking a list, right? I mean, I'm kind of in a mix. Like I like to have it sooner. Like if I have a display in my mind that I'm playing out, I like to have it so that I can complete the display. But I don't know, the whole review thing. Like I do it because it's content, and for Instagram I need content. But I don't 100% get the whole review, you know. Like I do watch some reviews, but I don't know that I've ever waited to buy a figure till
Oh
I watch the review. I'm always watching the review more for the person than I am for the figure.
yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but
Yeah, I mean, when I'm doing a review, I'm not doing it so you can buy it. I mean, like unless it was like a really bad one, but like
A
Peter,
warning not to buy it.
like Peter Venkman of my plasma line, hate that figure. I hate that
how
figure.
about how about I'm like, people are so upset. Go ahead, put them up.
Just it doesn't look like him to me. I just don't like it.
Um, how about people are all upset that they're doing Lewis's Terrible Night
With the
because they're like,
scare dog.
yeah, they're like, but that was the build a figure. I don't. It's like, guys, you were gonna pay $20 anyway for each of these Plasma Series figures. You got a Terror Dog.
Yeah,
Now you can get another one.
yeah,
If you're a stupid Ghostbusters collector, you have to have two.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
I've got
the one that is the build a figure is technically Vin's closure, and then you got the other one's just the other one that's on the side. So I don't know.
I actually, as a very nerdy, read the novelizations of both of the movies that just came out. And it's really good because it's got some of the stuff that was cut out. So like in the first movie, Ray or Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray also played homeless people that show up a bunch
Oh,
of times
I did hear that. Yeah.
throughout, like from the opening library scene throughout to the end. And in the second movie, um, oh god, Eugene Levy actually plays Rick Moranis's cousin, and he helps get them out of the mental institution at
Oh,
the end.
that's never in
Then
the
there it was filmed but never been seen. But there's one picture on the internet of him with Rick Moranis and the guys that you can actually find. So I mean, if you're a crazy person like me, it was worth it.
That's cool.
So No, but the NECA thing I think is going to continue. It's so funny because so many people were so angry, and I got so many nasty messages like, "Oh, you're just kissing, NECA's butt, and they don't care about the fans. They just want the money. Randy this, blah blah blah." And I was pissed about some stuff too. You know what I mean? But I always said, give them a chance. I really think that they're going to make good on what they're saying. And if they haven't made freaking good, you know what I mean?
I mean, they even said they're going to do flat shipping soon. They said it wouldn't be available right away, but they're working on that. So that's going to be. I mean, what does flat shipping equate to? Is it all still by weight, or is it?
Yeah, flat shipping just basically means that the rate will come down to like between $8 to $10. That's it. You know what I mean? It also depends upon how they're going to do it. I mean, if the only way that they can really get the price down is if they go multi-coast shipping. So they're either going to have to drop from the East Coast, West Coast, and Central to get the best shipping rates possible, or East Coast, West Coast. Which honestly, for a company like that, in the way that they're doing it now, they're getting your pre-order dollars immediately.
Yeah,
That's money they can spend day one. You know what I mean? So it's not hard for them to go out and get a fulfillment provider and, tell them, hey, here's what you're going to do. Every few months, you're going to get a couple pallets. You're going to take it, put it in a box. We're going to send you a file. You're going to print the label, and it's going to go out. I
right.
mean, that's literally what I do all day long, just not with toys. I wish it was with toys,
So
you
with the
know.
way they're doing all these pre-orders and bringing the stuff back out, you think we're going to see them do like a troop build pack of Foot Clan or something?
I saw that someone asked Randy about the Foot Clan, or the Foot. And if I remember correctly, he alluded to that there's going to be plenty of them coming out. He didn't say what it was, but that, I mean, they're already doing a two pack. Um, I think, more realistically, they'll probably just put it up for pre-order. You know what I mean?
I still
And
want that
and
weapon
just
rack.
yeah, I do. I need the weapon rack because I do not want to buy another, Comic Con exclusive just for that. And I have a couple splinters because my wife is gonna dye the cape on one of them so I could do a tune
Oh,
splinter.
cool. Yeah.
Um, but and then somebody I bought for like 27 bucks. Somebody did like a faux spirit of splinter. So it's like they dyed it blue. I think I have it back there. I
Well,
could
the
probably grab
crazy
it at some
thing
point.
about the Spirit of Splinter is like the back of the box, they show it being translucent, then you get it. It's just like they took some spray paint and sprayed blue on it. Like it doesn't. It's not that it's not that hard to make. You can make it very easily.
Look right there. Look at one of the splinters. Hold on. Sorry, my son. Is that the blue one? Yeah.
Yeah, like I was I happily own it. I'm very happy to have it. It's one of the few figures that I will not be opening because I don't need to open it. It's kind of like having the Casey Jones Raphael in disguise. Like, do I need a second Raphael? I don't. Um, but it's cool to have the Spirit of Splinter. But yeah, it's just like I mean, it's just a different paint job. It's if it was like actually transparent, like my old Obi-Wan Kenobi figure that I got in a Fruit Loops box, that'd be different. But
Well, yeah, I don't. I did. I was lucky enough to get pre-order the loot crate, so I have the Mirage Shredder,
yeah, I want to
and
see
then
that.
yeah, I got the Mirage Shredder, and then I now have the next one is the electrocuted version of the Turtles from the game.
It's pretty cool.
Um, yeah, and then I don't know that they've said what the third one is going to be
See
officially.
what I because they say it's Rocksteady, right? They say it's a Rocksteady. Isn't that what they said?
I know that if you ordered all three, you got Bunny,
Bebop,
Bebop.
right?
So I don't. I think they said something about Rocksteady, but they didn't really 100% say what that last one's going to be yet.
Yeah, I think the rumor is that it's the Bunny Rocksteady, and then you get the Bunny Bebop also. So I don't know though. I don't
I
know.
mean, that's interesting, but that's something that I don't need to open. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like that's not going to go on a display. That's nice, tuck it away. But I gotta say the value on these things are insane. I mean, you get the box for, I mean, I think they were 40, $50. The figure itself's like $200.
Yeah,
Spirit of Splinter.
I've seen because yeah, if you do like the whole thing, it's like 150, right, for all three of them. I've seen people selling it like just the figure by itself for 150 for the Mirage Shredder, and I'm just like, I love
And
to,
people are paying it.
yeah. Although I think at this point, I think I would probably sell or trade my Spirit of Splinter for like the Mirage Shredder or something like that because I would like to start getting the Mirage line, even though they're all way too expensive.
Yeah, I happen to have all of the clamshell um ones. Here, wait, hold on. Let me see if I can do this. So I have, can you guys see it?
Yeah,
So I have all the clamshell ones, which it was unbelievably took a hard time to come by and actually get. But I had like no interest in spending the amount of money that they really were. And then somebody put up three of them for they go for about $1.50 a piece now, right? So somebody put up three of them for $110, and I emailed the guy, and I was like, "You're is that per or each?" He goes, "No, I'm just trying to get rid of them." And I was real worried. Like, I don't know if you ever bought anything that you're worried it's going to be a scam, and until it shows up, you don't believe it. But so that's exactly what happened. They came in. I was ecstatic, and then I was lucky enough to get the. There's a thing by me, which honestly, next year if they do it, you guys should come to. It's called RetroCon, and they put it on in this big convention center out in PA. It's about 20 minutes from me. But NECA goes every year, and they bring their overstock. So I literally like 2 years ago got three or four of the San Diego Comic Con Aprils from like, you know, 4 years ago. They were selling the arcade uh foot sets and turtle sets for $50 a pop.
jeez,
And they had just cartons of them. And basically stuff that they were just taking old skids to this thing. So
yeah.
you never know what you're gonna find. They had Pacific Rim. There was like the stuff was so freaking cool. And but like that's the one thing that like you have they go each day, and each day there's different stock, and it's a 3 day con. So if you're gonna do it, you want to go first in the morning, get in, go to NECA, and then go around. But it's hundreds of booths that all they have is retro toys.
I will be there.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think that's a plan we should all get together and try to do next time they do it. So
When does that one happen? It's like in April.
it's I think it's either October or September.
Yeah, I was thinking. I remember last when it happened last time. I was thinking about trying to come up to it, but it conflicted with something.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I actually remember I had something going on, so I was only able to go to one day. They're really nice people. I helped promote it because my Bob that I do Total Toy Recon with is friends with them. Um, but no, it's a great convention. But I mean, truly, I'm like jonesing because I usually hit one toy convention a month. I mean, I have the ability on the East Coast between Jersey and PA that there was always within about an hour, me and my son will go to a convention and you get great stuff. So I'm like, what the heck am I gonna do? I need to oh here, wait, hold on. We just heard from Rick. He wants to know if we're still on.
We're
He
still
could
on.
pop in. We're wrapping up, but he should put somebody text him pop in real quick. But yeah, no, I mean, I'm like I'm dying. I mean, are you doing any garage sales? Like, what do you guys do in the supplement during COVID?
Nothing.
Yeah,
Just just stores, huh?
I would love to
Or
go to like a flea market, but like I would love to, but like with like I don't want to sound like an elitist, but like with the type of people I go to flea markets, I don't want to be in an enclosed area with them, so it's got to be an outside one during
I've got a
outbreaks.
I've got a I've got a couple. So I guess because it's more normalized for me because like at where I was never shut down once. We worked every single day during COVID and masks, gloves, the whole deal. And there's periods where I have 80 people in my building at one time, like working. Now, everybody social distances, so it's really been a real pain because you used to be able to just slam people shoulder to shoulder, and now one table that used to fit 6 or 8 people now fits 4 people. But so I feel like if you're gloved and masked and you make sure to not touch stuff, you're in okay shape.
Yeah.
So I haven't hit anything yet, but I would really like to. I got to do something soon, man. I'm starting to lose it.
There just isn't anything near me. There's nothing.
Nothing, huh?
I mean, even the yard sales and stuff around me are nothing. There's never toys or anything. It's all baby clothes and old lawnmowers.
What about like on the Facebook Marketplace? Nobody ever has anything
No,
near you.
no.
So you're like the only person in your area.
There's not much. I've got a friend who's opening. He used to run a little local toy store with a lot of retro toys, and he's moved locations in the process of getting reopened back up. So I go there a lot, but it's once I've been there once, so he don't get new stuff in very often.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
He's into the Joe line, so he's the one that's got me wanting the Joes because he's a big Joe collector. So every time I talk to him, I'm like, maybe I do want to get them.
that's the thing. Also, like you might not have any interest in something, and then everybody else is talking about it. And you're like, oh, do I want to do that?
That's the problem with like helping run AFJ. Like I see everything everybody's talking about. It's like, man, this does look really cool. Like maybe I should get that.
Well, I saw a post. I don't know if it was on AFJ or if it was. Yeah, I think it was on AFJ, where somebody was like, I wasn't gonna buy the NECA TMNT figures at all. I didn't like them. And after watching you guys post them daily for weeks, I need them now. And I love them and thank you.
Well,
And I
it was
just thought,
the same. Was a year or two ago, whenever the whole Muckman thing happened.
oh my God, the
I
Muckman
was looking
thing.
for it just to have it because that's a lot of the figures that I collect. My interest is like Simpsons is my primary interest. So like, there's not a lot of things I'm that into except when I see all these people hype up something, it makes me want it. So a lot of my collection are like what other people's grails are. So
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on. I have Muckman. I'm looking to see if I can find him. Hold on.
I'm
Or
the
is he
same way
tucked
with
away?
I'm the same way with the Super 7 turtles. Like I don't want them, but like the way people praise them, I'm just
yeah.
like,
Oh, I've got the
Uh,
Baxter Stockman. I've got it, and it's the only one I've
glow in
bought
the dark one.
just because everyone was talking about it when it came out, and like it hit so fast, and like everyone was going nuts. So I was like, I gotta order it real quick before it goes away.
Like
I gotta say,
I get that they're like really nice versions of the older figures, but like I just in my mind I'm like I don't need that. But everyone's like praising them, and I'm just like I know.
they're really nice. They are really nice. No, but the I'm so sorry. The Muckman thing. I don't. Where Brandon, or you were. I don't think you were on AFJ at the time, but it became this insane thing where everybody was just going nuts because this stupid Muckman figure that nobody could get went up in value. I think at one point, what was like the height of it? Like 200, right?
Yeah, it's about 200.
So it was like $200, and you could get $200 all day for it because it was like one of the last figures that got put out.
Is it from the 2012
And
line or what?
yeah, from the Nickelodeon
Yeah,
2012 line.
I mean it
And
looks cool. Like I like it, but yeah,
not 2012. I'm sorry. Yeah, was it 2012 or
like
2015?
that cartoon line. You mean though?
Yeah, it was the
Yeah, like the
2012 ones, but it was from
okay.
a later release. What's up, guys? Sorry, I
No,
was
look,
late.
he's here. He
What's
came
up?
in. What's up? Look at all the Batman. No, but dude, that Muckman thing, and then all of a sudden, it just where did it hit? Was it 5 and below?
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
it was Ollie's is when it.
Oh
crazy
yeah.
Ollie's and
and
Ross.
then yeah,
So everybody,
my God.
so that's a major sticker shock if you buy it for 200, then you find it at Five Below.
No, but then everybody started punking the people that had them, and it was like we almost for a day changed it to Muckman Junkies just because we were having so much fun, like messing around with it. Like people were so upset about it. I'm trying to think, but like that was like the first big like viral thing that like just got out there that was just such the biggest thing that was going on in the time, and it was TMNT related. And now I have one.
We had to lock it down for like 2 weeks though. If you remember, we locked it down into one contained thread, and they all hated it. But it was to do
Yeah,
exactly what we said we were going to do, which
yeah,
was to stop it from running wild. You know?
yeah, because it was everybody was posting this thing because people were going because like once it started and people started finding it, people were going and like just posting like, is this the figure? So you had like 50 different versions of, ooh, I got one. I'm looking in search of like where should I go? And we were like, we can't the whole group cannot be Muckman. Like it needs we have to try. And then we tried to contain it, and people were fighting us, and we were
Well, we
just
had the one
throwing.
guy that like kept finding them and was bragging about finding them and selling them and stuff, and we kept blocking him over it, and then he got mad and like burned an AFJ logo and went to
Oh, do
Kick-Ass
you?
Bruce and
I remember that. The
yeah,
guy did a video of burning. He burnt the AFJ because he had won something, and I sent him a sticker and something else, and he burnt the he
yeah,
burnt
he
the
burned them on
sticker.
video and posted it.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Ah, it's so insane. Oh my god.
All right,
But
And
with
we
the
ended up letting that maniac back in. That was the funniest thing.
did you? Is he still in?
No, he got himself removed again.
Yeah. Who would have thought? Who
it
would have? Who would have?
didn't last long.
Who would have thought?
Yeah,
I
He's up
love
in
the.
New Jersey, I think, wasn't he?
Oh
yeah.
geez.
It's them Jersey guys.
Yeah, they can be a
Actually, I
little
think
wild.
no. I think he's in Pennsylvania. I think he was
Oh
there.
yeah, it might be.
Oh
When I
great. So
was.
now he's in wherever
Yeah,
I go. This guy follows me. It's
yeah,
unbelievable.
yeah.
Um,
all
no,
right, so
but
Rick, with the Batman behind you, I'm sorry to change topics. I know it's not toy related, but what do you think about R. Pats being the Batman? Did you watch the trailer yet and like it or hate it or what?
I must have watched the trailer about 1,000 times already. I mean,
I'm not
I wasn't expecting all of that, especially when he threw the beat down to the thug, just to the random thug, and I was just like, ooh, all
I
right, well,
I like when they first announced Robert Pattinson as Batman, I was like, you know what? I think it's gonna be okay. Like I think when everybody gets over the shock, it's gonna be okay. But I was not expecting like
well,
that.
a lot of people sleep on it. He's actually had good movies like The Lighthouse. If
The
you've never seen
Lighthouse
that,
the
oh man,
Lighthouse will mess you up.
yeah. I've never seen Twilight, so I really didn't have that bias.
Well,
So
my wife and I appreciate the Twilight movies for how bad they are, but we're literally watching them like this weekend, and so like, and he's like, you can tell that like while the content is garbage, he is doing his best.
no,
So,
I saw a really great meme that I think sums it up the most about him, which was like people hate him for this reason, and it was Twilight, and it was like, but they should love him for, and then it's the 10 other movies that he's a phenomenal actor in, and it's like and then they did Heath Ledger. They didn't like him because of the Brokeback Mountain, and then here's all the other movies that he was amazing in. So I'm still not just sold on the whole movie in general. I don't really care so much about him. I'm still really upset that it's not Batfleck. So I'm a giant Batfleck guy. So the fact that he's coming back, like I might be the only person that's hoping that they release the Snyder cut and then just go, all right, so we're just gonna bring back all of what we had originally planned.
well, did you
Um,
did you guys see what they announced at Fandom or not? Did you guys pay attention to all that?
yeah, I caught
but
most of it, but what did we miss
Well,
something? Fill us in.
they are every movie now and TV show is all continuity. So everything is
Oh,
all in the
the
same
different
because now
Earths.
now they're focusing on the multiverse exactly. So everything can be combined, everything can interact, can cross over. There's no limits now to what they're doing. So I thought that was amazing.
No, I think it makes sense for them. I think you missed it earlier, Rick, but I said that there's a good chance that Hasbro will buy Mattel, and I said that basically, in like 5 years, and I said Hasbro's like Disney now,
Mhm.
where they're just buying everybody, and I said that I assume that Disney will buy DC in 5 or 10 years.
Nah, I
I
don't know
just
about that, man. I don't know if
I
AT&T will let them go.
I'm assuming with the way that here's the thing. Coming out of COVID is going to be very interesting for a lot of
Mhm.
people. Okay,
Mhm.
and right now it's all about who has the money to sustain. Right,
Mhm.
and AT&T has way too many other things that they have to keep their money in. That's not Warner Brothers, and we've already seen a decimation of a majority of Warner Brothers as it
Right.
sees fit. And I
Right. Well,
wouldn't be
that's because
surprised.
AT&T doesn't have the knowledge or the desire to be on print. So that's why the comic and the toys section of DC was gutted. But AT&T wants that movie money, and that's what they're focusing on. That's what they
But
want.
what if, and I could see this happening, eventually they're going to see somebody, if it's not Disney, is going to buy the toys and the print.
Oh, of course.
Comics
Well,
are
I
not
mean,
going to die. So
right.
depending upon who that is, and that link will all depend. So if it's Disney, which I doubt it'll be, or a subsidiary of Marvel, it'll probably be some crazy way that like IDW gets backing by venture capitalists to get DC. You know what I mean?
Right. Oh, I
But
can see that.
you,
But you
you know
got to
what I
remember,
mean?
everything is an asset now. So Batman, instead of being just this character driven book, is now an IP. So it's they're going to focus on that asset and not let anything. So whoever does get the print version of it will have to be super careful what they do with the characters and stuff. So I'm sure it'll be monstrous red tape to go through before they're allowed to do
Oh yeah.
anything. You know what I mean?
Well, and I wonder what'll end up happening too when it gets the rights for the action figures with comic book versus movies, because there's
Yeah.
no way that the movie company is gonna give up. So they may have to just continue to carry it so they can make the toys. But I don't know. I'm still really I don't know if everybody saw it. They're gonna break Justice League into four one
4.
hour segments.
Yeah,
So
4 hours. It's
four
crazy.
hours of Justice League. And so, is there a possibility that this thing comes out and it writes the course of what was going to be? Like, don't get me wrong, you'll still have Robert Pattinson, you'll still have the Joker, but could we really see? I mean, is there a possibility that in 5 years we have two different Batmans on the screen, a Batfleck and a Robert Pattinson in their own movies, meaning a grounded, gritty, kind of where they're going with Robert Pattinson, early on, and then the gristled, down the road version of Batfleck. I actually think, I mean, it. I think people will go see it.
I've been saying it for years that they need to have more than one Batman. I don't know why they don't. I mean, you have so many stories you can never, realistically do everything. But while the while the money's to be made, jump in and start getting as many Batman as you can. But now, I mean, you got to remember, Matt Reeves is also doing the HBO Max series too for Batman. So, I mean, that's crazy too.
Now there's a lot, and all that means is going to be more toys. So, and with DC, I'm sorry, with McFarlane pumping out every wave, it's three Batman figures.
I
Like
love it. I love it.
it's and like I posted last night they Arkham Knight, Batman, and Deathstroke, and then Toon, Teen Titan, Cyborg. And
Yeah.
I put in there, like, I know a lot of people are having bat fatigue, but I'm not, because I'm just a crazy Batman fan. But like, you did see in the comments people being like, "Oh no, we're fatigued. Like, there's a lot of other DC characters we want." And I went, "Guys, think about it like this. It's I I think McFarlane's strategy is this: heavy load up front, make a bunch of money, get people into the line, and then what they'll give us will be unheard of. The stuff that we'll get, I think, from this version of DC figures is exciting.
I'm down with that.
Have you bought any, Brandon? Do you have
No,
any in the?
I really want to. Someone told me the scale is not the same as like all like the the stand.
It's 7-inch.
Yeah, so like that kind of like because my end game is to be able to like make hilarious photos and stuff like that, and if they're not like to scale, I'm like I could always Photoshop it. But yeah, that was my biggest hang up. And also, I have a really good friend who does a lot of toy collecting, and he said that he never cared for the McFarlane line like in recent years because like he said the quality wasn't great. So like that kind of like I have two things going against it in my head, and I'm just like eventually
That literally couldn't be furthest from the truth.
well, he's gonna watch this and
McFarlane.
be dumb.
I'm just telling you, McFarlane's quality, their IP in the last few years hasn't been that great because a lot of people don't buy Gears of War figures because they've been mostly like video game related. But the quality and the care that they put into their figures, and even in the people that they hire, like it was like 2 toy fairs or 3 toy fairs ago that I was at, and I had this conversation with the guy who that does it. Like they dive into the minutia of their IP. So like they do those little, like they're not Legos, but they're those little display things. Have you seen those before?
Probably.
And so they do like Rick and Morty and South Park and stuff like that. And literally they're chock full of Easter eggs. You know what I mean? They're just they get ingrained in what they do. The figures are really well made. I mean, they even do like the way that they do the box where they have the top here open so that you get the light inside the whole figure. It makes the difference between closed and open. Look how much different it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when you have this on the shelf, because now you're an open box collector, when you shine light directly in, this thing looks great. It makes no difference. The light just dies up top.
Yeah.
So there's those little things that make a big old difference.
And they make McFarlane made the Mortal Kombat line, didn't they?
Yeah, they have the Mortal Kombat, Doom, bunch of other ones too.
Fortnite, they got Fortnite.
Oh yeah.
They got one of the Fortnite lines, right?
Yeah.
And
They got,
like
I think,
7
the
Fortnite
biggest
lines.
one. Yeah, they got the biggest Fortnite line. I mean, Jazzwires does all right, but McFarlane's just been pumping them out.
I don't know. I still can't. I don't know. I don't play Fortnite, so I don't get it. But it's oh, stop it! Oh, look what he did to you! Look what he did to you, Brandon.
I'm waiting for mine. I'm checking my doorbell to see if they're coming, and they're not there yet.
Is that the one from NECA, or did you find that on the shelves?
No, actually, I got that in the trade.
Oh,
So I had to trade for that. I looked, but Walmart, the way that they recycle their UPCs, it's a nightmare because they're shipping everything with the same UPC.
Oh, yeah.
So everything, like, so if you think Super Shredder's coming in, it was like I had a bunch of the big chaps in my hand the other day. I was just like, but so they don't, what in the system it'll say aliens, but you're looking for Shredder and it all goes back to the same thing. So
nah, it's wild. And I got to tell you, I'm so, like, as you're doing this, I'm just so upset because you've got the Two-Face Batman behind you and it just hanging there, just mocking me. Oh God, that's such a beautiful figure.
yeah, I had to actually, I sold that at one point and had to get it back.
Yeah, that is a really good one. Like when you sell something and then you're like, why did I do that? I need this.
Well,
like,
I never opened this one, just so that's how much I liked it. I was like, I'm gonna leave it closed. You know what I mean? I'm not an inbox collector, so.
Do you have the Jason Todd one from that line?
No, I actually sold that one.
No,
I did have it, but the guy wanted to give me a ridiculous amount of money. I was like, I can't.
He made you an offer you couldn't refuse.
He gave me $200 for it loose. I was like, okay, well, yeah, complete, because apparently complete. It's it goes for a lot of money. But I was like, all right.
Jesus.
So $200. I was like, I could just look at pictures of it.
Yeah, right. I'll just put a picture on my wall. All right. Well, listen, I hate to do this, guys, but I got to wrap up. So, do you guys want to keep going? I'll peace out.
I'm gonna get out of here too. So let's close it up. So,
well, before we run off, just one more thing. It'll be real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's this new thing going around with PayPal. People are saying that PayPal, because of their new terms, they don't
Oh yeah.
cover reselling of goods. So people right away think that that's everything. Oh, I can't resell figures anymore. And it was a big panic. And I tried to articulate to people that no, it's not what they're saying. If you go in and read and actually talk to them, they're telling you everybody's still covered. The reselling portion covers for people that are buying pallets of goods that are returned. So like Amazon, when they sell the boxes and pallets of returned goods, you spend, I think, like $500, and they're like, oh, you'll get $1,500 worth of merchandise. All of it's garbage most of the time. So I'm guessing people started opening up claims against them for that. So that's what they're saying. If you're buying in these big bulk return items, we're no longer covering you. So it's got nothing to do with selling action figures online that you find in the store and then resell online. It's got nothing to do with that. So,
But that just to take from that note and go a little bit further, always use goods and services, even
always.
if you have to pay the percentage, unless it really is your family or your friend, like it says. Do not do it. And if somebody holds to it, move on.
Yeah.
Just don't do it, because you're going to be. It's not worth it. It's like it's dollars. You know what I mean? Would you? You're basically buying insurance for your purchase. And
Yeah.
when you're not buying in person, you gotta cover yourself.
Yeah,
I've had it happen to me a couple times. I got that the old they had all the different Green Lanterns. It was an SDC set that had like every different color of Hal Jordan, and bought it online. But I don't know what happened, because I paid for goods and services, and I got my money back, and it was expensive too. You know what I mean? So unfortunately, people are out there. They suck. So
yeah, a lot of people. But I just wanted to make sure that everyone wasn't panicking, because everyone's throwing themselves, oh, I'm not selling anymore online. Relax. Read
well,
what
listen,
they're saying.
And if you have a Muckman, hold on to him. Just remember that.
Oh, it's coming back around?
Yeah, he's always going to be back around. I got him. I have him up. He's up on eBay right now for $1,500. We're ready to go. Any point. All right, guys. I'm MJ with @Total Toy Recon and TotalToyRecon.com. Roll it through.
I'm Brandon from High Anxiety. You can find me at High Anxiety Media on Instagram, and then High Anxiety on YouTube.
Jason with Action Figure Junkies on Facebook.
And Big Bald Larry, because of Laser Shoot Larry.
And I'm Rick on Action Figure Junkies. You can find us on Facebook.
And Rick got me in trouble on Instagram this week because he took somebody's meme. Oh, so wait, all right. So now I have to tell the story. I'm sorry. We're going to be wrapped up. So Rick took a meme, and the original meme is the Emperor holding 2 Mandalorian figures, and it says the rule of 2. So Rick took it and dropped 2 Super Shredders over it. So of course I'm going to post this. This is something I have to post. So I post it. So yesterday morning I get a text message from Jason that some dude shit talking me in the group, saying that I posted his thing. And I'm like, it's a different thing, and he didn't watermark it. Like, if you really want to take ownership over a meme, drop your name on the meme, like own it. You know what I mean? So then, like, a couple hours later, I'm up on my Instagram, and I got a nasty message from this guy, and he's like, "Yo, this is the original one. You took it." And I went, and so I messaged him back, and I go, "Hey, I was reposting my friends. You know, I'll give you credit if you want. I'll put credit up for you right now, but just in the future, you may want to, you know, put a watermark on it if you care so much, right?" So he goes, "No need for credit. Just wanted to let you know." And I go, "Oh, really? Because you've messaged me and made nasty comments, so I'm pretty sure you're upset." And he's like, "What?" And I go, "Well, I know you made a post about it in AFJ as well." And he just stopped talking
to me. Yeah. I actually talked to him myself. I was like, dude, because when I had finally seen it, I was like, I said, all I did was drop in 2 Super Shredders. I said, I thought it was funnier with the Super Shredders than the Mandalorians, because the Mandalorians kind of played themselves out. But he was like, oh, no, it was. So I was just like, well, I don't see what the
It
problem
was
is.
like
But
I
One of
think
those
I
every
think
week now for whatever the hot figure is. His same
yeah,
meme, never
you
credited.
just ever no
I
no,
got
but it was that. Go
it
ahead.
was crazy. I made them two with the Cobra Troopers and told them to use it in good health. You know what I mean? I was just like, whatever, man. I don't. It's did anyone forget how to tell them how the internet works? I don't know. I
Oh,
wasn't.
I thought the whole point of memes was to just make them and release them into the wild, personally.
Yeah,
But
I didn't know
no,
you
but
could
it's the same.
monetize them. So
Yeah, yeah, you can't.
yeah.
We've learned that. Um, no, but the other one that was crazy was I reposted this guy's video, and it did like amazing on Twitter. Like the guy had like 8,000 views on his own page. He had like 1,500 views. I reposted it on Instagram, got like 2,000, and then I reposted on Instagram. It just went nuts, and or on Twitter because I have like no Twitter followers, but it had like almost probably 10,000 views now. And the guy messaged me, and he's like, "Hey, thanks so much. Not going to ask you to take it down, but I want to be the only person who posts this on Twitter going forward." And I was like, "Do you know how the internet works? Like your name's on the bottom. I give you credit in the thing. I'm not saying it's mine. It's going, hey, here's this really cool thing I see. It's like when you go see a movie and you go, oh, hey, you really want to see Bill and Ted 3. It's great. That's the exact same thing. So I got that one absolutely thrilled me because I didn't get it. But all right, sorry, that's it. I bet you we end up doing this every week. Peg warmers. Goodbye.
All right. Bye, guys.
So-
Bye.
Right.